40. Love 15.
Whoa! Oh, there was some power on that forehand, wasn't there?
Love 30.
They had both been playing, I thought, pretty good hardball, and all of a sudden, this guy gave a blast of heat.
And that ball hardly came up off the court.
Whoa!
Well, that's really a bright shot right there by Becker.
Love 40.
He pulls a short angle underspin. It's not really a drop shot. Watch where it lands. But look where it would take Agassi, and that's his two-handed side. Take that. Still 15-40. Good serve.
30-40.
I think both these players have the mentality that if one player does something to them, they want to return the favor.
Again, Becker.
Aimed at Becker. And he starts off with a service break.
First game.
Well, that was an interesting start. It was a wild pitch, wasn't it? He leads one low.
You think the wind might be bothering the boy a little bit? See, I think that wind will really hurt Becker. Look how high his toss is anyway. That wind is going to move it around a little bit. He framed two balls in a row there.
Also a toss behind him a little bit, not into the court, so he can't see it as well as he's going through his motion, and that ball's blown a little bit.
Love 30.
Becker has a break the first game of the first set. And down love 30. And shaky.
Love 40.
There was a phone call to the USGA National Tennis Center here last night. Barbara Bush, president's wife, called looking for Andre Agassi's number to wish him well. They both did. Got on the phone and wished him the best. Boy, after a couple of mishits in this game, Becker came through with a nice clean one.
15-40.
You watch him get set up for this back, and this approach shot's not very deep. And this one, full power, weight on the front leg. Good long follow through. It's 15-40.
30.
Agassi was quoted as saying that if Becker stays on the baseline with me, you'll see me smiling at the end of the match. So we'll see as this goes on whether Becker, if he stays back, is able to win enough points and do that type of thing. He's still down a break point. And he got to love 40 with a double fault and 2 unforced errors. Now he's hit a couple of steamers. We'll see if he can get out of it.
I don't think it's a great idea to be smiling while you're playing Boris, Becker, until you get off the court.
Well, I think that's what he was saying. He meant that you'd see him as the winner, and that's why he'd be so happy.
Yeah.
So he's suggesting that Boris stays on the baseline. He can beat him.
That's been sort of a Becker pattern so far in this tournament. He stayed back a lot more than anyone thought he would.
But whenever the pressure's on, then he starts coming in.
Advantage Becker.
Longtime coach of Andre Agassi, Nick Bollettieri.
Some good artillery that time by Agassi.
Mr. Tiriac.
Boris Becker's manager.
Used to be his coach.
Good friend, too.
Yeah, Boris says, you know, he says, I know Jan wants me to serve and volley all the time, but he says, that's too boring. I like to stay back some, too.
Boris is not boring.
Advantage Agassi. Want the football player? Hey, check. What you looking for? Cam Agassi.
The 1-all.
Very important break back for Agassi.
1-0.
This is the situation. Becker Agassi winner will move into the final and play the winner of a match later today between John McEnroe and Pete Sampras.
These two are supposed to be playing in this match. That top half of the draw was a pretty big surprise to everybody.
These two are Becker seated second, Agassi fourth.
Mentioned that Agassi got a call from President and Mrs. Bush. He had gone earlier this summer with John McEnroe and Tim Mayotte to the White House. They were invited there, and Andre and the President that is, oh. Oh, man, I thought that other one Becker hit was going out. They're putting so much pace and spin on the ball. Man, hit it much harder. I was saying Andre and the President beat John McEnroe and Tim Mayotte in a game of horseshoes. And evidently, the President carried this man.
He's supposed to be very good. To Agassi, and he leads 2-1. First set.
Agassi leads.
on this Super Saturday morning. Stadium not filled yet, but it will be, believe me.
You know what happens, Pat, is they hold them up underneath the stadium, and the lines get so big they can't get in at one court change. So you're stuck there 2 or 3 court changes before you can get into the stadium.
So it's Becker serving now at 1-2. First set. Men's semifinal. And a lot more to come.
15 love.
Approaching from the subway platform outside. The grandstand off to the right, adjacent to the stadium. Actually, I think that's probably the best, easiest, most convenient way to get here.
Love.
The youngest man ever to win 3 Wimbledons. Defending champion.
He would have won 5 by now, but Stefan Edberg has stopped him twice in the last 5 years, including this year. What a surprise that was when Boris Becker came back from 2 sets down and had a 3-1 lead in the 5th, only to see it evaporate. It's very un-Becker-like, especially on his favorite court in the whole world.
It's what will happen to either player when they come in on a poor approach shot. If you don't have enough pace on or you don't get it deep enough, both these guys have the power and the ground strokes to really punish you.
Again, Becker.
2-2. Head-to-head. Last meeting was at Indian Wells, March of 1990.
Not to take anything away from Andre Agassi, but Boris Becker has been going through a real tough time. He was breaking up with his longtime girlfriend at Indian Wells that week, and he was not in the greatest frame of mind. The best match I've ever seen these two play was last year, Davis Cup in Germany. Agassi up 2 sets and serving for it in the 3rd. And Becker made one of the great, brilliant comebacks I've ever seen. Both players played tremendous tennis.
15 love.
And I think that's Boris Becker's greatest strength coming into this match, that he has so many good mental souvenirs of coming back, fighting back from way down. And on the other side, Andre Agassi has had some real tough losses, having been up ahead.
Becker likes Agassi. He said, I think he's good for the game.
30 love.
And he said, when I beat him that very tough Davis Cup match that you referred to, Mary, he was one way. And when he beat me later at Indian Wells, he was the same way. A sportsman. And he appreciates that.
40 love. Game Agassi.
Game to Agassi, and he leads 3-2 in the first set of this semifinal.
3-2.
start their serve, you notice Boris Becker on the left of your screen has an open stance. His back foot is more towards the sideline to his chest. Agassi's back foot is back the other way. His is a closed stance, harder to pivot and get around, and I think that affects Agassi's serve. The Becker serve, the front part of the body is already out of the way, so he can really put the power into it. This is either a good guess or good anticipation by Becker. That's a heck of a shot, the lob volley. Agassi wants to make the highlight film here. Not recommended shot for you at home.
Not if safety is a factor.
30 love.
30 love.
All week, Agassi has been breaking serve very well. He's broken 52% of the time against his opponent's serve, so more than half the time. You can break serve in the men's game. That says a lot. It happens a lot more in the women's game.
Boy, what a great defensive lob by Agassi. He hit that thing 40 or 50 feet up in the air. What he's trying to do is buy time. He has no chance to make a passing shot. Becker thinks it's going out. Whoops. And then he guns it way over the baseline. Becker did not set up as if he thought the ball was going to be good.
He never did get ready, did he?
No, but it was a wonderful lob by Agassi.
Right in the corner. Wide.
40, 30.
On the defensive lob, that's when you hit it high in the air. It's not important that it goes in the corner as much as it is deep, because your opponent has time to set up, get around it, and, you know, set up to smash it. But if you can get that ball deep, you have time to recover. You keep him way far away from you, and you have a chance to stay on the point.
And on a windy day like this, you know, get it up high and don't try to aim too close to the sidelines either. Let the wind play around with it.
Becker. 3-all.
Game to Becker. It's 3-all. Let's go back and make a correction, Mary. We alluded to this match earlier.
Yeah, I was talking earlier about the fact that Becker was very much off his game in this one. We had shown that it was Becker, in fact, who'd beaten Agassi in straights. It was the other way around. That was back in the springtime when Agassi straight-setted Becker for the first time in 4 tries.
In '88, Becker beat Agassi at Indian Wells. That was a different deal.
Three all in the first set.
15.
This was not much of a volley by Andre. He didn't put any sting on it at all. See, the head sort of fell back from his hand, and that gave Becker one more swing, and that's dangerous when you're playing the best people in the world. You get a high volley, normally you try to put it away where the guy can't get his racket on it. In these rallies, I don't get the feeling that Boris is trying to get in. Do you, Mary? I get the feeling he's just going to stay back and try to rally and try to out-hit Agassi.
Mm-hmm. I've seen 3 out of 4 of the matches these two have played, and in fact, Becker never tries to serve and volley against Agassi. He always sits back and waits, looks for the windows and the points to attack.
But when you're looking to get in, you normally play a little closer to the baseline. You don't get back 4, 5, 6 feet behind the baseline.
40-15.
This cooler weather will actually please Becker, because he doesn't like it when it's real humid, muggy, and sticky. Not that he can't laugh, but he doesn't have the same frame of mind.
To Agassi. He leads 4-3 in the first set. First set of the men's semifinal.
Thank you.
Becker will serve at 3-4.
Thank you.
That's a pretty good job by Becker. You go from almost getting killed to a touch volley. Power by Agassi straight at Becker. Now he waits, covering down the line. Here he comes in. Agassi defends with that backhand volley. Now he gets in. He finished it off with a touch volley to come back to the live action.
That's just a pretty good athlete.
He's playing so much better, so much earlier in this match than he has in any of his others. Says a lot about the Agassi return. Boris wants to keep that first serve in. Don't even let the guy hit it. First ace at 100 miles an hour.
30-15.
30-15. Becker serving at 3-4. First set.
That if he wins the game. 40-30.
to Becker. It's 4-all. Let's quickly go out to our roving man, John Dockery.
Well, thank you, Pat. I'm out here on court 14, and Gabriela Sabatini is behind me getting ready for her match with Steffi Graf. She's been out here about 45 minutes. A very relaxed kind of workout. First 10 minutes, they played soccer with a tennis ball, part of the fun aspect of playing tennis. Then her coach had her working on slicing down the line and following it to the net, something she used successfully, you recall, yesterday against Mary Jo Fernandez. Right now, she's practicing her serve, trying to slice it in and hit those cans on this side of the court. Now back to you guys.
Boris Becker, there was a ball that was very close on the baseline. It was called out, and Boris walked up to Andres and said, was it out? And he said, I don't know, it was so close. He was sort of talking, trying to be fair.
You're right, they both had a laugh about it. Nothing serious. That was good.
That's about as hard as you can hit a ball. Watch Becker get ready for this one. Agassi's in the forehand side. See, he stayed expecting the ball to come back cross court. It didn't matter what he thought was going to happen. He wouldn't have got to that one. I didn't mean to infer that there was any animosity in that previous exchange. There was none. It was just a question of Becker trying to settle his own mind that it was a good or bad, and Agassi gave him an honest answer. Overrule. Agassi leads 5-4 first set.
Agassi leads 5-4.
Take another look. This is an overrule by Bruno Ribot on this ball coming to the baseline. I don't think you can tell there.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
United States Open Tennis Championships is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Michelob Dry Beer. Once you experience the bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back. And by U.S. Sprint and its new world of telecommunications.
Pat Summerall with Mary Carrillo and Tony Trabert at the stadium at the USTA's National Tennis Center. Boris Becker serving at 4-5 in this men's semifinal.
You know, according to the stats so far, though they're both swinging from the heels, Becker's really been the aggressor. He's hit 11 winners, had 12 unforced errors. Agassi has 3 and 3. Andre's taken a good swipe at the ball, but he hits a lot more topspin on a lot of his shots and makes him a little more consistent. At the same time, he may not be able to hit as many winners.
15 love.
Those are the same kind of numbers Becker has that you see in a Steffi Graf match. A lot of winners, a lot of unforced errors, which means they're trying to dictate play. They're trying to make it happen.
They're taking their chances.
Yeah, and they figure, well, you know, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of errors in the old error column at the end of the day, but, you know, your winners, they always figure their winners are going to be more. High-risk game.
That serve was clocked at 117 miles an hour.
That'll win most points.
Agassi's got such a violent return game. Becker did a good job of swinging this way out. Didn't matter. When Becker gave up the short ball, Agassi was all over it.
Notice how I got around it to hit the forehand, too.
Terrific stuff. He's really challenging the Becker serve. You can see how concentrated he is. Every time he wants to take a big swing at swing at it. He did it again. Another step around forehand with plenty of heat. Bang.
Deuce.
This is real first strike tennis from both players, whether they're serving or returning.
It's like when the batter hits the home run, he knows he's hit it. He doesn't even leave the batter's box. Agassi knew he'd hit a winner. He hardly moved.
Great return. To no avail.
Advantage Becker.
It says a lot about Becker that this is a packed here. There are 20,000 Americans watching this match. And yet Becker is getting the cheers as well as Agassi.
Foot slipped on the way down. That was not one of the Becker dives. You see his foot go. It was tough to tell in that, but yeah, you see his feet slip.
He doesn't like diving on the hard courts.
No, but he does it some.
Yeah, he does.
Remember, he's young, he did it. We said he'll get more experience. He won't do that. It hurts.
It's okay on grass. When someone asked him here a couple of years ago why he's not diving as much on hard courts, he says because they're my bones.
Yeah, exactly.
Forehand goes in, and Agassi has a set point.
Advantage Becker.
He was very, very deep in the court. Becker had forced him way back, so it was awfully tough to pull off that passing shot. It's been an interesting set. Both players playing at a very high level. Good to get that return back of that big serve. Clock at 1:08. This is a huge serve. Agassi pushes Becker backwards and then just jumps all of this inside-out forehand.
White, please.
See what he does after this.
He makes such great use of the width of the court, Andre Agassi.
Becker's not sure whether Agassi's previous shot was good or not. See how deep it is. I think it was definitely good.
Like it was inside the paint.
Set point, please. Thank you.
Sarcastic little bow Becker just gave to the linesman. He's made 2 calls in a row to decide points, and that last one went Becker's
please.
way.
Thank you.
And it just jumped at him.
Yeah, it kicks that way. His kick serve jumped right into him. See, the toss means he's going to kick the ball. It's going to land and then jump to the left. Came right into Agassi.
White, please.
Our days, way back when, they used to call that the American twist serve.
We can still call it that.
Okay.
Again, Becker.
Game to Becker.
What a great hold that was for Boris Becker. He faced down the set point. Had to throw in a second serve, and he jammed it right into the Agassi body. Finished it off to level things. Boy, that was a good game.
This is an indication of things to come. We're in for a great day. McEnroe and Sampras later. A lot of tough shots in that point.
And they're hitting rockets at one another. Eventually, this just traps Becker. He couldn't get much on that one. And just the speed of shot there kept Becker from getting set up at all to try to make the volley.
The beginning of Super Saturday at the USGA's National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York. The men's semifinal between Boris Becker and Andre Agassi. Still to come, the women's final. Sabatini and Graf. And then after that, McEnroe and Sampras. At least 8 hours. Forty love.
$40-15.
Players say that just the way Becker walks around the locker room, he has an air of a champion.
Again,
Agassi holds, and he leads 6-5 in the first set.
Players are ready.
The
Thank you.
USGA's National Tennis Center, as seen from the Fuji blimp. Hovering above.
Quiet, please.
Blimp weighs more than
you.
15,000 pounds. So I hope it stays hovering above.
I still think that
Quietly.
stat of being able to go 65 miles an hour is incredible. be in the highlight film for sure.
It should be.
Now, if he tells you he was practicing this, don't believe him. Watch Agassi do a 360, one-handed backhand, and ends up winning the point.
Lot 15. Quiet, please. Thank you. Quiet, please.
It's just a career backhand.
You know, since Agassi lost his first serve, he's only lost 4 points in the last 5 service games, so he's really tightened things up very well.
And that allows him to swing out on these return games.
$15, 30.
15-30.
I'd be surprised if Becker doesn't try to serve and volley at least on this first serve here.
I don't think he can swing at it any harder. Agassi.
It's his older brother, Philip Agassi, in the front row. Travels with Andre everywhere.
He hasn't missed many.
30.
Watch how quickly Agassi gets on this next ball. Right, he gets up there quickly. He was already starting forward. Becker was reading down the line.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Gave him his second set point.
Thank you.
And he gets a look at another second serve in this game.
Boy, what a big forehand by Becker. Hit just a couple of inches inside the baseline. You just wonder whether players can keep doing that over a 3 or 4 or 5 set match.
Deuce.
The basic logic of going to the net is you say, I'm going to get in a good volleying position. You're going to have to do something well to pass me, to beat me. When you stay back and try to do it, you're trying to do all the good things yourself, and that's hard to do continually.
First knockdown for Becker.
Advantage, Becker.
Let's see what happens here if he slips or what. It's a good fight just to get that one back in play. Now he's got to come back again. And he just sort of lost control a little bit. Fortunately, he's not hurt.
That's just great stuff, being able to brush back 2 set points on his last service game.
6-all tiebreak.
Bob Brett right in the middle. He's been working with Boris Becker the last couple of years.
He's worked him hard physically, Brett, but also he's given him a little slack. He's given him a little free time, letting him be his own person. Boris likes that. He says, when I'm a happy person off the court, I play better on the court.
He must be delirious today.
That's right.
That would make sense, I think.
Missed it.
1-0. Agassi.
The tie break is the first player to reach 7 with at least a 2-point advantage.
Becker has 2 serves now, 2 points.
After they play 6 points, excuse me, Patrick, they'll change ends. Not supposed to towel off, stop, get water or anything.
One all.
Becker, 114-mile-an-hour serve.
2-1. Becker. Two all. Three-two. Agassi.
They'll change in.
4-2.
Agassi leads 4-2 in this first set tiebreak. Coming up, Graf and Sabatini. Women's finals at the U.S. Open, and then after that, Pete Sampras against John McEnroe. And the winner of that one, of course, will play the winner of this one. And we're at a tiebreak first set with Agassi leading 4-2.
Wait. 5-3, Agassi.
Becker's going to change rackets.
You break a string, or?
No, I think he just wants to make a change. Slight change in tension.
Sorry.
Yeah, in the racket or in the body.
1 hour old, the match.
This can't be a very casual experience.
No, not at all. Very curious time for Becker to change rackets, unless, you know, having not broken a string, because, you know, you played into the tie break. You've got a feel for whatever you have in your hand, and though the other ones are somewhat similar, the difference in tension means you have to adjust some.
There was a ball earlier that I'm sure Becker thought was out. I thought it was out also.
5-4.
There was no call. And wisely, he kept playing.
5-6.
Stadium completely full now.
Watch how quickly Agassi gets on this next ball. It's short, and that gets him to 2 set points.
He leads 6-4.
I just can't get over how Boris Becker has played all 3 set points against him.
6-5, Agassi.
Our friend Mike Wallace enjoying the day.
5, please.
I saw him at this year's French Open.
5, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Real.
Thank
He was watching some
5,
juniors warm up. This guy's a big tennis fan.
Oh, yeah.
Still
Loves to
set
play.
point, Patrick.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
And look who served and volleyed and almost pulled it off. A big surprise tactic by Agassi. Agassi serves here and comes in. And this one just jammed right at him. He closed in real close to the net. Watch him close in after this now. And if that ball had not been hit quite so close to his body, I think he might have handled it. It was behind him a little, the pace of the shot. So we're at 6-all.
5, please. 5, please. Thank you.
Pretty hard to try a touch volley on a set point against Boris Becker.
First set.
To stay in that point. Becker let him stay in it.
Seven, 6.
This is when you say hurry. Now this is where Becker didn't do anything with his next shot. He just sort of bunched his cross court. And see, Agassi was there in plenty of time, couldn't handle it. Now set point for Becker.
5, please.
Agassi had 4 of his own.
Quiet, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Boy, these guys have made some unbelievable shots under pressure. Watch Agassi jump all over this one. And now he sets up a little late getting the racket ready, but watch him powder it now.
Thank you.
That was only being down set point.
Becker.
Fooled him.
He did fool him indeed. Both these guys really have a tendency to slide left and hit forehands on second serves.
Quiet, please.
So that wide one caught him.
Net. First set. Quiet, please.
It was wide. 98 Agassi.
They've both spent the last couple of games of this set just hitting their way out of trouble.
Yep.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Set point.
That was his fifth.
Becker again headed for what looks like another racket. No, not another racket.
To change ends.
Change ends.
This is only the first set. Hour and 9 minutes.
Right.
But it's so much both these guys' careers. I mean, Becker is used to winning these. Agassi's trying to win it. This is just a microcosm of the careers, the lives of both these players.
9-9 in the tiebreak.
This is Becker's third set point. Agassi's had 5.
Quiet, please.
Who's going to be able to convert? For obvious reasons, it's nice to get that first set under your belt.
White, please. Thank you. Becker.
Ian Tiriac, more than just casually interested, as is Andre's brother and his coach.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not sure how much Tiriac likes watching Becker make a career out of winning these kind of sets.
Huh.
First set goes to Becker. Doesn't look like he enjoys it too much, does it? Hour and 12 minutes.
Here's the final point. Kick serve takes Agassi out of position, and this is wide open. Good pace, but safely done by Becker.
So Becker wins the first set of this men's semifinal. It was a struggle. Lady, the entrance to the New York Harbor.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Seen from the Fuji blimp. Becker won the first set.
You know, she's really in New Jersey? Statue of Liberty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Officially in New Jersey,
Sit,
not New
please,
York.
beyond the court. To the right of the court. Thank you.
I've always thought of her as a New Yorker.
Me, yeah. Let's get her back. And 2 is Becker after he has won the first set.
15 love.
That first set, there were 103 points played. Agassi ended up winning 5 more points and still lost the set.
It's which points you win, I guess.
I guess it's safe to say the last one is the best one.
Yeah.
In that case, it certainly was.
Love.
We've seen Andre time and again in that first set challenge the Becker serve.
40.
But
love.
this is turning out to be a very simple hold game for Boris Becker. It's important that Agassi snaps back after what must be a very demoralizing first set loss. He had 5 set points against this man. He's got to stay with him.
Not an easy task.
No.
40-15. Again, Becker.
So Becker wins the first game of the second set. He won the first set in a tiebreak, dramatically. Refurbished, and they say they've done a marvelous job.
Love 15.
Still to come today, the women's final, Steffi Graf and Gabriela Sabatini. Right here in the stadium after this one's over, and then Sampras against McEnroe. Right now it's Becker and Agassi. Becker's won the first set and won the first game of the second set. Live out on court 11, Pete Sampras getting in some last-minute loosening up. He'll face McEnroe in the other semifinal later this afternoon here on CBS.
30-15.
He looks like a Californian, Sampras, in what he had on. You know, long jams.
Casual.
Yeah.
Out. 40-15. Game Agassi, 1-all.
It's 1-all, second set.
Andre Agassi, again, this is such an important match for him. He's carrying around some emotional luggage he'd like not to be. He's had a couple of big matches where he hasn't been able to come through. He had match point against Alberto Mancini at the Italian Open, and he lost that one in 5 sets. The Becker match we've already discussed, the Davis Cup match that he lost, being 2 sets up. And importantly, this year, Agassi fought his way to the final of the French Open, where he met Andres Gomez, a 30-year-old that Agassi was quite convinced he was going to beat. But he lost that one as well in 4 sets. I asked him about that match the other day. I asked him if it felt differently, you know, being in the final of a Grand Slam than what he thought it would be, and he said, yeah. He said, you know, I walked out there, and it was the first time I was ever fighting for a Grand Slam title against a guy I really thought I had a chance against. It was more than he thought it would be, the occasion.
Thirty, 15.
Here's what it looks like. Agassi's grip on the return of serve. So he's got the forehand grip. He's ready for the one-hander if it comes to his right, and he's ready also for the two-hander if it comes to his left. So he's got it all set up. No grip changes to be made. That helps you when you have to return serve.
And his swings are so nice and compact, simple takebacks. All helps his big return game. Here's a chance for Agassi to draw blood early in this set.
30-40.
Again, Becker, the playmaker, the one who's trying to make things happen. Shows up in both his winners and error columns.
He breaks. So he leads 2-1 in the second set.
Yeah. Agassi leads 2-1. Thank you.
Across the river from Flushing Meadow. Becker won the first set in a tiebreak. A struggle. Agassi leads 2-1 in this set.
And now he's played himself into difficulty again by playing a very lackadaisical game. It's almost like Boris feels like he'll get behind and then be able to turn it on whenever he wants to.
Well, sometimes you can do that. But there will come a time that you can't do that.
Yeah, you can turn yourself on and off if you're good enough, but you can't always turn off your opponent.
That's right. You let them get ahead of you and get the confidence rolling. They're not going to lay down for you.
Yeah, it seems like he has such an uncomplicated superiority over his opponents, and then this stuff happens.
It's almost like a lack of concentration.
A lot of wind out there.
40-15.
That toss was very low.
To Agassi. 3-1. Second set.
Agassi leads 3-1.
Grand Slam titles won by the age of 22. Becker and McEnroe. Connors, 3.
5, please. Thank you.
And some great names on down that row. Becker serving at 1-3 in the second.
See Becker talking to himself about his toss. The interesting thing to me is that when he normally plays on a fast surface, he serves the first serve real hard. He's been kicking this serve. Then he reaches back to try to hit hard when he doesn't get many in. And that's the way he normally tries to play. Really hit that first serve hard, try to get a weak return. Watch this now. He tosses it into the court, not so far to his left. And that one's really going. Okay, the game's not that simple.
No.
40.
It surely is not. 40 love.
Game Becker.
Game to Becker, second ace. And we'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
Agassi leads 3-2.
The men's semifinals in the stadium of the USTA's National Tennis Center. Boris Becker, Andre Agassi. Becker won the first set.
Love 15.
Agassi's done a good job of being real stingy on his serve games lately. In his last 7, he'd only lost 6 points. Down love 15 here.
Arthur Ashe, 1968.
First time.
U.S. Open champion. First year it was the Open, wasn't it?
He was an amateur. He didn't get to take any loot home.
He has captured some since then, however, I think.
15. 14.
Becker gets a break and gets even. 3-all, second set.
He did it again, didn't he? I mean, just when he needed the game. He hadn't been breathing on Agassi's serves.
It was somewhat of a loose game by Agassi, though.
4 unforced errors.
Yeah. They sort of lulled one another into a sense of complacency. He's played a loose game. Now they're back on serve.
Love 15.
Casual 105-mile-an-hour serve. I think if he were trying to serve like that more often, he'd get a better groove and get a higher percentage of them in. So there's one at 92. It's quite a difference.
15.
That one was 62.
61 and a half.
That's when it stopped. Oh, here Ian Tiriac has come back at least. The second double. You might recall the first point that Becker served. He hit 2 spin serves, missed hit them both, hit him back on the baseline. .1530.
And I get sort of a sense right here that the person that tightens things down can take control of this thing. They're both sort of laying back, laying low a little bit. Smart play by Agassi because he goes the other way off the return. He'd been pulling it down the line. Becker does a good job to get it back, but he can't recover in time.
Linda Evans has come here for years. She presents the women's check at the end of the final. He wanted a call, Becker. He wanted a call wide. He's not going to get it.
Advantage Agassi.
Bruno Rabot sticks with the call.
White, please. Thank you.
He thought this one should have been called wide.
Looked like got paint.
A little bit.
That's all you need.
Yep. Game to Agassi. And he leads 4-3 in the second set.
White, please.
Becker complaining to Bruno Rabot. And I think his complaint was about that one particular person.
Love 15.
Here's the call he was complaining about. This was in the last game.
We talked about Becker playing his best tennis, going to the net. Been 142 points played now, and he's been in the net 22 times, only 3 times in this set, and I just don't think that's where he is most effective.
Same person.
This thing was way out. I mean, I don't even think that's the question. You could see as he struck it. See how it was. I think that was wide.
Yeah, that one was wide.
Looked like it was pulling as soon as he hit it.
Working points.
40-15.
Becker really got caught out of position, though. Here he is trying to defend the net. Look where he's look where he got trapped. A couple of feet beyond the service box. Can't do that against Agassi's pace and his preparation. Gave up that short ball, and Agassi once again smothered it.
40-15. Agassi leads 4-3. Second game, second set.
Pouty game there. He got bust. He got broken on that, what he thought was a bad call on his last service game, and he just didn't play a tough mental game.
Well, again, he's playing this guy from 5, 6, 7 feet behind the baseline, and that's just not where he's most effective. What happens to a tennis player when you think you get a bad call or two? Then from then on, anything that's close, you think you've been robbed. And that just works on your mind, and you got to just get rid of that. You got to just forget it.
I don't think there's any question, but what he let down after that tough first set. When this one started, the intensity was not the same level.
Love 15.
In the unforced error department, Becker has had 19 of them on his backhand. And again, to me, that means he's trying to do too much from the baseline with that shot.
Yeah, but so often this guy manufactures crises for himself just to feel creative or alive.
Yeah.
He's got himself one.
Love 30. Love 40.
Awfully good point.
Thank you.
By Agassi, who's just paying attention right now. Well placed. Good power.
Set point for Agassi. Love 40. Second set goes to Agassi. 6-3. Sets her 1-all. The Hudson River, New Jersey on the other side, as seen from the Fuji blimp. Piloted today by Mary Gale Sink, co-piloted by Gary Fabian. Beautiful day to be up there.
You know,
beautiful day to be here.
Pat, people say, how can this change like this? Why? And so forth. The second set,
15 love.
Becker served 37% of his first serves, was 0 for 4 at the net, only going in 4 times, obviously. 4 winners and 17 unforced errors. That's how.
Sets her 1-all. The men's semifinal. Becker against Agassi.
Game Agassi.
Very effective. Agassi wins the first game of the third set. Becker and Agassi. Third set. Agassi won the first. Going to start coming in now.
Yeah, it's just like I don't want to whip a dead horse, but I think if Boris doesn't start coming in more, he's going to really put himself in a hole.
30 love. Thirty, 15.
There's Alan Alda enjoying a delightful day at the U.S. Open.
Well, the temperature's wonderful now, isn't it? Perfect. And it's a little gusty down there, but the wind I don't think is a huge factor.
Fairfield.
Look at the difference first serve, second serve percentage-wise. That's why one set went to Becker and one went to Agassi. That's one of the reasons.
We don't have a highlight show tonight, I don't think. Can't watch it on TV.
He said that before in these last 2 weeks. I'm not used to seeing him bark at the umpires.
This will not endear him to the crowd if he keeps doing it either. They'll finally get on him a little bit.
I don't even think it was close to being out either. Agassi is hitting them awfully close to the lines. I think Becker's just got to start trusting that that's what's going to happen and stay with the ball until he gets the call.
Obviously very upset is one Boris Becker. And affecting his performance, I think.
Well, he's given up his serve now, so Agassi with a break at 2-love and starting to roll.
A reminder that tomorrow here at the U.S. Open, the men's final after football as the NFL kicks off its season of 1990. Should be around 4 o'clock. It'll feature the winner of this match against the winner of the match between Sampras and McEnroe, which is coming up later this afternoon.
Love 30.
Agassi's first serve percentage, first and second sets, just equal. Doing a good job.
Those are very high numbers.
Love 40.
Chance for Becker now to get back on serve.
And he does.
Agassi leads 2-1.
2-1 Agassi in the third set.
On in the third set, they're a set apiece. I'm joined in our studio by prominent tennis figure and manager Boris Becker, Jan Tiriac. Jan, you have to be a little concerned at the way Boris played in the second set, and maybe a little surprised how well he started.
Well, let's put it this way. The first set was one of the most intense tennis sets I ever saw in my life. It was actually a shooting contest. And in these dimensions, I think that Agassi plays his normal game. That's the way he hits the ball very hard every time. Boris has to hit a perfect ball almost every time to win a point. It was a drama at the end. And then I think both players relaxed a little bit. And in these conditions, Boris has the downside because against Agassi, you don't have the right to relax because he's going to be all over you.
Well put. Now, at the beginning of the match, Jan, the wind was gusting around. Both players seemed to be affected, even on their service toss. Since then, it's calmed.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower, but you have to realize that at the speed that these players hit the ball, the wind is almost not a factor anymore. When you play normal tennis, yes, but look, they're hitting the ball as hard they can, both of them, and probably they are the biggest two-hitter in the game around.
Boris, noticeably bothered by some very close line calls, one particular lineswoman in particular. Is it what you expect for him to kind of go through a patch of anger like that and get over it, or are you concerned it might stay with him?
I think that Boris played a very loose game, the seventh game of the second set, and was only down from there. Now he was a breakdown, he made the break back, it's again in a difficult position, but I think he's going slowly to forget about that and go back to his normal tension, and that's the only way he can win this match.
I know that you would like always to see him come to the net because he's such a great volleyer. Again, you're frustrated that he's not doing it more.
Well, with Agassi, it's not that easy if you don't serve and volley. And if you stay there on the baseline, Agassi is going to hit difficult balls for you. So you have to be stuck to the baseline, not step back at all, and take advantage of the geometry of the court, meaning that whenever you can grab him at the right foot, you have to be all over him. Even if he passes you, at least you keep him under pressure.
Meanwhile, here he is now, triple break point again. Got one of them back.
15-14.
He seems to have dug himself several holes as the match has proceeded, and yet he seems to thrive on that. When you sit and watch him, do you still have the confidence that somehow he's going to pull it out?
Well, Boris is a player that never stops to amaze you. You know, he comes out from any situation. I think that he has a very difficult match. I think that Andre is taking all the chances. If you look at him, he's staying on the baseline to return Boris' serve. And I wonder, wouldn't it be better Boris to serve much more straight to him than to try and serve left and right? Agassi is probably, after Jimmy Connors, the guy with the sight that can pick the ball right away when he gets from his opponent's racket. And that, I think, that makes his return so fast and so dangerous.
So don't let him have a swing at it, try and jam him more.
I mean, he has to get out of the way if that ball comes with 120 miles straight to him, doesn't he?
Third break point. Two of them saved by Becker. Replaying the point.
Quietly, citizens. Thank you.
So Boris may survive this again. At least he's back to deuce.
Well, how I said before, I think that his serve is instrumental. I think he had a very good percentage in the first set, though they went to the tie break, and he had a low percentage in the second. If he wants to stay close to Agassi, he has to have at least 60-65%, if not over 70 on the first serve.
Advantage, Agassi.
Becker's own special brand of brinkmanship. Is this the most critical game in this set? And could it indeed perhaps be in the match?
Well, I think that if he's going to stay close to Agassi, by the end he's going to accelerate like he usually does, and he's going to make it. But he has to keep Agassi close. Even in second set, he could from 1-3 to come to 3-all. But then again, he played that loose game, and Agassi was gone. The beginning of the fourth set was the consequence of the end of the third set. But now he's back in the game, and I think that if he makes this game, then he's going to have a good fight in the third. He's instrumental, I think, for winning this match.
The press asked Agassi if he was intimidated by Becker. He was shocked at the question and replied, of course, no. Do you have any sense that Agassi has any intimidation factor involved here?
Well, I don't think so, because Agassi plays his own game. He doesn't change his game against anybody, so it's just a matter of tennis. This player played before. They are more or less the same age, both of them. They know what to expect one from another. They won against each other. They lost against each other. Of course, it's very important. It's the semifinal of the U.S. Open. You might have the winner of this match winning the U.S. Open. For Agassi, probably is more important than for Boris. But put it this way, Boris would like nothing more than to win this U.S. Open again.
There's a break for Agassi. Let's look at that point again. Well played by Andre Agassi for a 3-1 lead here in the third. And Becker coming to the net this time, Jan.
He's coming, but again, you see, that's the consequence. Or you put the volley good enough away, or if not, Agassi is going to put in that 2 score inches the ball next time, and you're gone.
Okay. Thank you, Jan Tiriac, for joining us. I know you want to get back out there and watch it out on the court. Jan Tiriac, back to you, Pat, Tony, Mary.
All right, Tim, thank you. Thank you, Ian. That's the situation right now. Sets are 1-all, but Agassi's up 3-1 in the third.
You know, Becker's been broken 4 straight times now in 5 out of his last 6 service games.
That's amazing.
He has to either change his pattern of serving, style meaning speed and where he's placing it, do something to break Agassi down.
Sounded like a pretty good idea of Jan Tiriac's to jam him, go into the Agassi body.
Yeah, I've always felt that's a serve that no one uses as much as they might, because the other player has to worry about getting out of the way and still making a stroke.
Filthy.
Two break points now for Becker.
15-40.
And where does he win it from? The net. Working his way forward. A good deep volley here, and this one just the angle into the open court.
15-40. There's his break.
Again, Becker.
And we'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. Harbor. Statue of Liberty, of course, way on the left. And now we're back at the stadium of the USTA's National Tennis Center. in Flushing Meadow, New York. Becker serving to Andre Agassi, men's semifinal. Let's go up on the top of the stadium to John Dockery.
Love 15.
Thank you, Pat. I'm high up above the stadium with a former U.S. Open champion doing commentary for Scansat TV 3. And Matt, could I talk to you for a moment? I know you're in the middle of your commentary. What about this match? What about Boris Becker looks so good and in one set and then kind of loses it?
Well, I think the first set, I think Agassi was I thought Agassi was playing a little better than Boris did. I think just Boris won the important points. And I think the first set was, it was a great tennis. And I think now it's maybe the level has gone down a little bit. But I think so far, I think Agassi has looked a little bit better than Boris.
I know this is your first TV commentary. How has it been?
It's been pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's something that I would do in the future after my career, but it's different to see it from this angle.
Now, Mats Wilander, I know you lost early to Brad Gilbert. Obviously going to continue to play tennis. What are you coming back for?
I just want to try and get back and play good tennis again and enjoy the game that I've done my whole life. And I think here I played a pretty good match against Brad. He won the big points, and I think you can see on this match that's what decides the whole match, is that winning the big points is important.
One last question tonight. It's McEnroe and Sampras. How do you see it?
Well, I think it's a very open match. I think McEnroe has looked very good, and I think Sampras has looked very good. I think one of the advantages for McEnroe is that he's used to being in the situation he's in, and I saw the match the other night against David Wheat, and I think he looked pretty nervous, and that could happen to Sampras as well, but I think McEnroe's got a good chance.
And thank you very much. Good luck to you.
15.
Third ace by Becker. Thank you, John. Mott sounded very comfortable, didn't he?
Yeah. Like to see him rekindle the spirit and get back. He's a good guy, was a good champion, won 3 Grand Slams in 1 year.
Agassi immediately put his hand out that it was wide. I've never seen Boris Becker this anxious on line call after line call after line call. He's starting to feel the pressure.
And the people are going to get on his back, as we predicted earlier. He's done this too much. Bruno Ribot, by the way, is a German, our umpire right there. Here's another look. Boris is going to go down the line with his backhand.
And Agassi immediately calls it wide himself. Watch Agassi.
Well,
no, you can't see it, but
that's pretty close.
That's what happens when you think you've gotten some bad calls. This preys on your mind. Anything close, you think you're getting ripped off.
And I think the linesperson who makes the call doesn't want to take the risk of seeming to be intimidated by anybody.
2 break points now for Agassi.
That's just a human nature, I think.
Sure.
30-40.
Situation is the third set. Becker serving. Agassi still has a break point. Becker serving at 2-3. Sets are 1 apiece.
And we've had 4 breaks in this set.
4 straight breaks. That's remarkable. Now Becker's going for his flat one, but he's trying to strike with a cold iron. He's been spinning him. Look at Becker. He's still screaming.
That was bad luck for Agassi because he was in a good volleying position. And if his volley doesn't catch the top of the net, he would have been in great shape. Right here, he closes in, tries to go down the line. Now he's on the defensive, real close to Becker. And Becker fakes it. Cross-court goes down the line. And then Becker just screams at that lines person again.
Deuce.
Advantage, Agassi.
He should really be most frustrated at himself.
Sure.
This is the price you pay, I think, for being as drama-prone as Becker is.
Double fault. That's his third. He is really upset at himself and at what he thinks are unfair line calls.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
I think this is also perhaps a byproduct of not being real coachable. You know, he's a strong-willed guy, and the people in his camp have tried to talk him into playing a different style than he's playing, and he's paying the price.
Oh boy, he's not happy. He got the Agassi call got overruled immediately.
You know what they're doing now since 2 hours and a half. They make 10 bad calls. 10 bad calls and I was out. Here was clear 2 balls. Yeah, but it's too bad. It's too bad. Yeah, so what are we doing now with that call? Yeah, but I mean, what are they doing? What are they doing? What is it here? All of them. So we make 2 balls now.
No, we can't because it's...
Yeah, but I didn't say stick out. I didn't play.
I know, it's a mistake. So now you can... So, Boris, you have to play. Just do it. Boris, let's go.
I did not play this one.
Shot again. This shot here got overruled. Becker said he didn't play the ball, so he wants 2 balls played. Bruno Rabot disagrees. He says we're not going to play 2 on that, even though it was an overrule, because it was a winner. Coach Bob Brett, there's the lineswoman who made an out call and quickly reversed
Thank you.
Agassi got the point in spite of all the conversation. And he gets another one. A very dejected, upset Boris Becker.
And a good job by Agassi to maintain his concentration while all that was going on with Becker and the umpire.
What an outward sign from Coach Nick Bollettieri, Agassi's coach, that he's having a fun afternoon.
Out. 40 left.
Oh, God. Now Becker really...
Person called it good. And the chair umpire called it out.
Look at him. He's saying, you guys are killing me. You're killing me. He says, I'm not playing anymore. By the way, I thought Becker's shot was that. I haven't agreed much with Becker at all today.
You just keep saying, what are you doing?
Here's a shot. I think it floated long. Watch where Andre's trying to hit it from. Yeah, I think that missed.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
40 love.
Chance for a 5-2 lead in the third.
Becker still has some fans.
You know, I think there's something we need to point out also is that the lines people are rotated after a certain amount of time. So
it's not the same person all the
no,
time.
when it's down that same sideline, don't get the impression that that same person's been there the whole time.
And it's a 5-2 lead in the third set for Andre Agassi. Boris Becker in controversy and arguments with the lines people. And it's down 2-5 in the third set. Sets you 1-all.
You know, Pat, it says in the rule book here that the umpire has the right to remove, rotate, or replace any linesman or net judge whenever he decides it will improve the officiating of a match. So they do have that authority. I'm not suggesting that should be done here. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, the lines people, but if you ever got to a point where the chair umpire thought that one person was making too many mistakes a week, they can change them or rotate them to whatever they need to do.
I just don't think they've been that bad. I think it's Becker who's been out of line.
I agree with you.
Beating up on the lines people. He's the one who's missing. Anyone else ever see him lose 5 straight service games? 6 of his last 7? It's got nothing to do with the men and women in blue.
Whatever the case might be, he better get himself back together.
Exactly. Again, I think the stubbornness of his game plan is really having an ill effect on his performance.
Again, those numbers are too lopsided now. Winners, but look how many more unforced errors, almost twice as much. You know, his mulishness gives him strength, too. It's what makes him win a lot of matches. And here's the other side of it. I just love the way Andre Agassi has weathered all of this, the controversies, the firestorms that Becker's thrown up. He's just stayed the course so true. His return game continues to dazzle. Glistening sequences of winners from Andre Agassi.
These are set points for Agassi, and it should really be very nice from his standpoint to wrap this one up and take a 2-1 lead, and he can just hope that Boris keeps on ranting and raving.
Agassi. 6-2. Agassi leads by 2-16.
A very mature match that Andre Agassi is putting together after what could have been a devastating first set tiebreak loss. He's won the next 2 easily.
I don't know about you, but Mary just gave me a new word. Mulishness.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
In love.
Still coming up on this Super Saturday, the women's final between Steffi Graf and Gabriela Sabatini. That's to be followed by Sampras and McEnroe. So it should be terrific for the rest of the afternoon, as it has been already.
Remember, Becker was quoted as saying when he's playing Krickstein, he lost a set and was down a break. He said, okay, now it's time to start playing tennis. And he did.
30-15.
2 hours and 29 minutes they've been at it.
$40-15. Game Agassi. First game, 4-4.
Game to Agassi. He wins the first game of set number 4. Tony Trabert and Mary Carrillo in the stadium at the USTA's National Tennis Center, 15 Love. College football in full swing. Pitt 15-0 over Boston College. Pitt ranked number 17. Penn State over Texas 7-6 in the second quarter. Tennessee over Mississippi State 10-7 without their star tailback.
New coach at Pitt, huh?
Paul Hackett, good friend. 40 Love. Our season premiere here on CBS next Saturday. Pitt against Oklahoma. And Michigan against Notre Dame at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. 9, I'm sorry. Game to Becker. 1-all. Fourth set. Agassi leads 2-1.
Love 15.
That last game was the first time Becker's held his serve in 7 service games. That's very uncharacteristic.
Almost something you couldn't believe.
Yeah. 15. Maybe on a clay court, but certainly not on the speed of this court.
30-15.
He thinks he got a bad call on that same sideline.
And look at him. He's not making much of it.
Right there. That looked well out. She's saying unsighted. The lines person in the back said unsighted, not that one. We get a chance to show that one again early in that point. that linesperson, they don't actually cover their eyes because they have to watch the rest of the point, but they put their hands up towards their eyes, which is a signal to the umpire, say, I was blocked out. And let's watch her in the back now. Right when Andre gets out of the picture, well, we lost.
She's blocked out by Agassi.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And then she signals to the umpire, I didn't see it, and then it's up to the umpire to make a call if he or she actually saw it.
Go back and look at that controversial point again.
And watch the line person behind Agassi now. Once he hits the ball and moves out of the way, watch her hands. Watch where she places her hands. That says unsighted. I couldn't see it. I was blocked out. And then it's up to the umpire if, in fact, he thinks the ball's out to make the call.
I'll tell you, with the pace and length, the speed of shot of these rallies, one after another, it's amazing that the lines people can see any of these.
Yeah.
And these two are both playing it so close to the lines.
This is the most focused I've seen Agassi throughout a match.
Ever.
Yeah, ever is right.
That one is pretty hard to focus on.
Here's another look.
Agassi's been speaking so much about how much physical work he's put into his game in this last year. He's gained 15 pounds of muscle. He's working with trainer Gil Reyes for the better part of this year. And it is paying dividends, not just physically. It gives him mental stamina as well. That's Gil Reyes, his strength coach.
Holy cow, that was out?
It makes him play smarter tennis. He doesn't have to go for a shot so early. He doesn't have to conserve energy. Yeah, he'll keep a rally going. He'll keep the ball in the court better.
And you can chase everything.
Chase him down, exactly.
You see, I'm as tough as he is. I can stay there as long as it takes. And that helps you mentally for sure.
Advantage, I guess.
1-1 in the fourth set. Agassi up 2-1. And he leads 2-1 in set number 4.
Agassi leads 2-1.
Flushing Meadow Park, Corona Park. The World's Fair, years have passed. It's the Unisphere that was sort of the center of it. Agassi up 2-1 in the fourth set. Becker to serve. Agassi leads 2-1. Let's send you once again to John Dockery.
Yes, Pat, I'm with Nick Bollettieri, Andre Agassi's coach. And what did the first set tell you about Andre? He loses in a real tough situation, yet he's able to come back.
Philip and I were just talking. I think it's the changing of a guard. For the first time, Andre seems to be making that transition, hopefully becoming a superstar. The physical program is taking over. The technique that he's learned from his father and myself seem to be taking hold. And I think he's beginning to believe he can become a real top player.
Nick, there was some question as to his mental toughness and his ability to win the big one. Oh, are you talking about this being the stage where he might do that?
It certainly looks like it, especially after losing the first set and come back so strong, because he had 4 or 5 set points and came back. It didn't bother him. That was a great sign.
Are you predicting an Agassi victory?
The last time I predicted an Agassi victory in my mind was at the Davis Cup. We came behind at 5. It's looking good, but I'm afraid.
You know, Tony and Pat were talking about, there's another beautiful lob. They were talking about Andre being incredibly focused.
Well, if you notice today, when he came out, he didn't even wait to the crown, John. He just took a seat, and he came to battle. We talked a little bit about a game plan of getting a lot of first serves in, not being impatient, and taking advantage of Becker's second serve, because if his first serve isn't going in, you got to attack the second serve.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Pat?
All right, John, thank you. Fluctuating first serve by Becker, 61%, 37, 55, 43. That's one of the problems why he's in the situation he's in right now.
No, that's just not good enough against a player who returns as well as Agassi.
That's right.
30.
One of the things that his coach just said about patience, you can't be patient if you're not strong, if you're not fit, because you can't stay there long. If you be patient, you finally run out of gas yourself. So that would be an indication that they think he can be patient and still win, that he is fitter than he used to be.
It's hard to be patient when the tank is empty.
Ball change.
2-2.
It's also hard to have a breakout win, as Nick Bollettieri was suggesting. This could be against a man like Boris Becker, who's so good in these conditions. That really would, to my mind, that would be a breakout win for Andre. Again, this is something Agassi's been working on all year long. It's one of the reasons he says he skips Wimbledon, which still, to my mind, isn't reason enough. He thinks this is as big as it gets. And he's playing like it.
Lot 15.
Here's another look. When Becker gets in and gets this high backhand volley, cuts a good angle. No way Agassi could get to it.
15 all.
You know, Agassi's 20. He's quoted in the newspapers saying, when I'm 23 or 24, maybe I'll start thinking about winning all the major titles. This refers to Wimbledon. Right now, I just want to do what my fans want me to do. And I think my fans just want to see me improve and win my matches.
30, 15.
They want to see more than that. They want Agassi to be a winner.
Buddy, on any surface.
Well, it's pretty steady improvement over the years. 89 was a little bit of a setback.
He told me earlier this year that last year he considered his whole year to be over by the end of February.
Right.
He'd had a couple of knocks against him, and he played it that way. It's very disappointing to watch someone this gifted play that kind of ball as he did. This year it's been very different. And this match...
Spectacular shot right there.
Yeah, because look where Agassi is. He's way behind the baseline, maybe 3, 4, 5 steps. And to pull that ball cross court, notice where it landed right in the corner of the service box. So we had a good angle on it.
He leads 3-2 in the fourth.
Agassi leads 3-2.
STA's National Tennis Center, the men's semifinals. Agassi and Becker in the stadium. Still to come, the women's final and the other semifinal, McEnroe and Sampras.
5, please.
That's the situation here. We're in the 4th set. Agassi up 3-2. And 2 sets to 1. Well, it would be hard to say. It's what you expected, I think.
Well, it's interesting to watch Becker now. To me, he's minding his P's and Q's. He's in trouble, down 2 sets to 1. The question is, has he waited too long to start really paying attention and attacking?
I asked Mary Carrillo the same question. It's not what you expected.
Actually, oddly enough,
Really?
I picked him. I picked Agassi to win this one. But, of course, that would only suggest to anybody that it was going to be Becker's win. I mean, I just knew how important this was to Agassi. It's not over yet, unfortunately. This is where Becker shines. But, you know, when we were speaking of Andre just the other game, I think for a while he tried to live out his second year, his sophomore year, loosely, you know, and just playing to the crowds, not worrying about winning. But he knows now more than anyone. I mean, there is an implied deadline for him to get his career in order, and I think he's doing a good job of that today. He's still very young. I'm not saying he has to do it here. Sure would be nice for him. This guy won his first Wimbledon when he was only 17 years old. Others have taken longer. Ivan Lendl didn't win his first till he was 21 when he finally won the French in '84.
Waited all the way to 21, huh?
I'm saying he had a lot of disappointments, and he was called a choker. He was thought of as a guy who couldn't come through in the clutch.
Especially here.
That's right.
He was in the finals 3 years in a row and lost, and he was labeled as a choker. I used to tell him on the court, hey, there are 126 players that would love to be in your spot, number 2.
5, please. Thank you.
That's when Lendl went on that intense training and mental toughness regimen.
Awfully good. Agassi had Becker on the run, side to side. And Boris just couldn't get to that cross-court backhand.
You know, even Becker worried that he was an imposter when he won his first Wimbledon. It was only when he secured his second in a row the very next year and then finally won this last year that he thought he was legitimate.
And when he won here last year, he said, now I've proven to everybody that I'm a legitimate tennis player, not just on a grass court.
It's 15-all. We're 3-all in the 4th set.
Stefan Edberg said earlier this year when he lost to Andre Agassi in the finals of the Lipton event, he said, nobody makes you feel it in the leg like Andre Agassi. He hit so early, so hard, point after point after point. Becker looked tired on that last one.
He did. It's harder to stay on that baseline and get jerked around back and forth than it is to come forward. And, of course, points basically don't last as long when you come into the net.
40-15. Agassi has really done a remarkable job.
Agassi leads 4-3.
He leads 4-3. We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. Will serve at 3-4. The 4th set. Agassi up 2 sets to 1.
And this is danger time for a guy like Becker because, boy, pop one service break, Agassi serve, and you're out of the match. You're in the locker room. So you really have to pay attention. 112, that serves. Becker's starting to go after his first serve a little bit more this last couple of games. He's up to 6 aces now.
Love 15.
That's his 4th double fault. That one wasn't even close.
Was able to go over and cover the line
15-0
because he knew Agassi was going to be late. He's hit this so hard, Agassi was going to be late arriving. He could only go back down the line. That's why Becker was able to stand there and pick that off. That's when you made a good approach shot, when you eliminate some of your opponent's possibilities.
Even when Agassi
30,
misses, look how
15.
business-like he is out there. Looks like he's swinging an invisible briefcase with him. Normally, boy, even when he walked down the court, he didn't wave his arms like he usually does. He hasn't mugged for the camera. He hasn't done anything but try to win this match. How McEnroe used to get when he played Borg. He cut away all the extraneous stuff, knowing he needed every single bit of himself to try to beat the guy.
Speaking of McEnroe, we're going to see him later today.
Yeah, against Sampras, the other semifinal.
Watch how Agassi steps up on this. He's well inside the baseline. He gets around to hit his forehand, both feet off the ground, just giving everything he had. Hits a clean winner. The two-hander down the line is what set up this thing right here. This stays nice and low. He wasn't trying to win it there. He's got Becker out of position, took it very early from inside the baseline and got it back before Becker could recover. Right there. This one is the finisher. Had he been behind the baseline for that one, Becker would have had time to get back in position. So a smart play by Agassi.
Deuce.
5, please. Thank you.
They've been out there 3 hours now.
Though it was a fault, that was 115 miles an hour. good lesson for you at home. Watch how Agassi closes. This ball stays up. He keeps on coming to get the ball above the top of the net so he can volley aggressively.
Thank you.
See how close he was?
Thank you.
Here's a break point.
Got it.
Agassi leads 5-3.
Agassi up 5-3 now.
Short approach shot. Agassi stayed down nice and quiet on this. Watch how he prepares and doesn't jump.
Quiet, please.
Kept those knees bent throughout the stroke, and he's now serving for the match.
Please. Thank you.
Becker hasn't broken him since he got to 2-3 in the third set.
Becker won that first set in a tie break, 12-10. Since then, it's been Agassi.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Thank you.
Three match points.
Quiet, please. Thank you. Quiet, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please be quiet during the point. Thank you. Thank you.
When the Becker backhand was very close to the top of the net, some people hollered yes. They thought it was over. The match was over.
It is now.
Set match.
This was the winner. The good serve wide, the Becker forehand out. And Andre Agassi is in his second Grand Slam final of the year. He lost in the finals to the French.
His brother Philip, that is coach Nick Bollettieri. That is his father in an embrace with his son. And right now, let's send you down to Tim Ryan.
Thank you, Pat. A thrilling match, an unbelievable first set of action, and Andre Agassi prevailing in fine form all the way through. There was no question that he was the better man today, and I think it was clear even when Becker walked off with Andre Agassi that he was saying to Andre Agassi, I would assume, just by the gesture and the arm around the shoulder, despite whatever complaints Boris had about line calls today, he was soundly beaten by this young man, Andre Agassi, who was just absolutely superb. So he has advanced the number 4 seed to the final. He will meet the winner of John McEnroe and Pete Sampras. That sets up the first All-American U.S. Open final since 1979, when McEnroe defeated his good friend Vitas Gerulaitis. So the winner of McEnroe and Sampras will be in against Andre Agassi, the number 4 seed in this tournament, in the men's championship tomorrow. And we'll be back to meet Andre Agassi with Mary Carrillo on courtside when we return to the U.S. Open with plenty more ahead in a moment. Saturday has had a super beginning. Andre Agassi over Boris Becker in the first men's semifinal. Still to come, the women's championship, Graf and Sabatini, and then McEnroe and Sampras in the other men's semi. Let's go out to courtside now and join Mary Carrillo with Andre Agassi.
Andre, that was a brilliant performance from you. You must be feeling unbelievable right now.
Yeah, I think it really goes unsaid. I've always said that this tournament means more to me than anything, and I've worked so hard for it all year, and I've really set up my summer schedule hoping to come here and perform well, and just coming in here and playing well, and win or lose, I just hitting the ball so well. I just feel great.
How is it that that first set didn't knock the stuffing out of you after you had those set points and you came back so well?
Yeah, well, I had so many set points, but I knew that it was on his mind that he has to work so hard to beat me that first set, and I knew if I could just keep that level of intensity, one of us was, obviously not gonna make it, and you can look at that set two ways. Oh, darn, I lost out. Now look how far down I am. Or you could say, hey, I'm really working on this guy's mind, and I felt like I wanted to keep him out here a long time, and it paid off for me. You obviously did work on Boris's mind. Have you ever seen him so crabby out there? He was reacting to the line calls, and you just stayed the course. Yeah, I sure did, but there was a lot of close line calls, and Boris hasn't been playing the greatest this week. I think he definitely picked up his game today, but he's been edgy a little bit here and there in most of his matches, and just seeing that out here definitely gave me more confidence. But it was still a question of me playing my tennis and not worrying about what he's doing. Andre, match points seemed like almost a religious experience to you when you finally won that. Can you talk about what it was like? Well, yeah, I don't know if anybody out there remembers me playing Becker in Germany. I was up 7-6, 7-6, 6-5 serving for it. I ended up losing the match. And coming here serving for the match, I was just saying, just stay cool, and just play your tennis. Just keep doing what got you here. And after I won the match, it wasn't so much a question of, yeah, I beat him. It was more a question of, it's over. And just a question of appreciation and just thankfulness. What did you say to him when it was all over? What did he say to you? I just tried saying, hey, good fight, man. And then he said, you played unbelievable. So you got to appreciate that sportsmanship. Well, he was right about that. Does this, can you get over this and be ready for tomorrow's final? That's what I came here for, Mary. I went to the French Open. I got to the finals. It was a disappointing but yet encouraging final. And, here I'm going to come out here tomorrow just shooting my guns. And, fortunately, the person in the finals on the other side is going to be just as excited to be there as me. Smile your smile. You deserve it. Well done, Andre. Thank you. Back to you, Tim.
20-year-old Andre Agassi has shown plenty of potential since his junior days, and he has realized